right. Hey guys, welcome to the Chaotic Banter podcast. And if it hasn't been a year already since we posted, welcome back. We're happy to see you guys again.
Hell yeah. Hello.
All right. So we said we missed a few movies and we weren't able to review them to you guys, but recently, here in America at least, came out the release of Dragon Ball Super Broly.
And I saw it on YouTube.
You sure did. I put link and everything.
I have to say, it is one of the most high quality recorded films I've ever seen in my life.
You insert the meme from Transformers.
I've never done such a thing. I buy all my movie tickets.
Be careful now, or Toby's gonna come for you.
Hey, they have to delete all the channels I put on YouTube then.
I know, right? Like Kevin was saying, as opposed to his view, I was able to see the movie in theaters. I had to drive like an hour and a half away to go see it at a theater in the city, but where I live. But it was really good. I actually saw it with my girlfriend and one of my friends from work, and he's a huge, if not bigger, Dragon Ball fan than I am, so we both had a blast. But yeah, speaking of Dragon Ball Super, Kevin, what are your initial thoughts when you saw it? Even though it was on a YouTube video with good quality, what did you think?
I really liked it. It was like, the animation was spectacular. It was one of the first Dragon Ball, because like usually a lot of times Dragon Ball has this issue of just pulling like power-ups out of their ass, but this time
Master Roshi.
Yeah, exactly. We don't talk about the manga, okay? But it was like it was literally, it felt like because like those are like, I fell off of Dragon Ball a few years ago because of a lot of the writing and stuff that happened, but this movie reminded me of why I like Dragon Ball Z to begin with. Uh-huh. So it kind of, because like the whole origin story of Broly, how they changed it, also with Goku and his dad, like the whole Planet of the Saiyans was really interesting, and it kind of like reminded me of why I like Dragon Ball Z. So
yeah, it was kind of it kind of represented like the early stages of Dragon Ball. It kind of represented Dragon Ball Z, where and it went really deep in on the lore. So I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So yeah, I completely agree. And interestingly enough, Toriyama wrote this movie. He came back to supervise and write the movie. So as opposed to every other Dragon Ball movie ever made, I believe, I don't think he's ever written one of them, or he's had like besides character designs, I don't think he's had like a direct influence on the movie more so than this one. So yeah, I think that's kind of like a big, huge reason why the movie felt really good from a story-wise perspective. And yeah, like he said, it felt like classic Dragon Ball Z. Even the humor did, and it was really cool.
One of my biggest complaints is there are certain parts in the film that felt really rushed. The part with with Bardock on the planet of the Saiyans, like the Saiyan planet, and they're like discussing the whole fleet. Like, we know about the whole, like, if you watch Dragon Ball Z and everything, you know about how Frieza came to the planet and how they destroyed everything. But since they kind of changed some of the origins, I kind of wanted more explanations on how like the confrontation between Bardock and Frieza happened, because it kind of jumped straight to Bardock getting killed, and it kind of felt like there are other reviewers that say that it kind of felt like they cut some stuff out, so maybe they have an extended version that'll come out later, which would be awesome. And then
I think they will, because for Battle of Gods, I still haven't, and I own the extended version, but I still haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh!
we both saw the theatrical version, but the extended version adds 30 minutes.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, I know. So I'm pretty sure they did the same thing for Broly.
Okay, that'd be good. Because also another thing is that I felt like could have been fleshed out a little bit more was when Frieza kills Broly's father.
Oh yeah.
And he got like angry and transformed. I felt like that was kind of
just so fast.
Yeah, it was too fast. Like I wish, because you know, like they mentioned, like it's really good how they mentioned like Broly and his father, like their relationship, and seeing him die. I wish they kind of went more to because Broly was like in an ape state where he didn't really know who he was and stuff. But I wish they kind of went in like his mind for a little bit with like flashbacks and stuff to actually show more of the relationship and see how much it affects him in that way. So,
and you know, his dad throughout the movie was, I feel like they were building up to a big moment, and then like you said, it just kind of was, oh, Frieza's just gonna kill his ass. Oh, he's gone. He's never spoken of again.
Mm-hmm, yeah, exactly. Like kind of threw him away. Like he got mad and transformed, but I wish they actually went like he would think of all the bad stuff, but then it would go to like the good moments he had with his father.
I'm not.
No, I doubt it. But, I doubt it, but like, cause the whole time when he's talking with
hey son,
what's that alien chick's name?
Hey son, remember that time I shocked you with the collar?
Oh yeah.
Hey son, remember that time we went out for ice cream and I shocked you with the collar?
Because it's like you know how it shows like he treated him like crap, but at the same point, it's still his dad. So
he did, yeah.
There has to be some sort of connection that shows why he cares for him. Because like you know when the alien girl, I forgot her name is, and like her friend, they start when they start bad mouthing him, and he's like, you shouldn't be talking about my dad like that. Like you shouldn't be talking about him like that because he's still my dad.
I gotta say, your old man is awful. You know, you don't have to do everything that guy tells you to do.
It's not right for you to say bad things about him. He is my dad.
And
especially one thing that I really liked is, like one of my friends put it, he's also a huge Dragon Ball fan, and he said that he was so happy that they finally made Broly a character instead of just a mindless monster.
Yeah.
Because if you pay attention to psychology, if you're interested into that kind of stuff, Broly was very, if you look at him from a psychological perspective, he was very much he was like a real person, because there are lots of people out there who they go through the same things with their family, their abuse, stuff like that. Particularly like, you know, some sons are abused by their fathers or whatever, whether it be physically or just mentally. But at the same time, they'll be quick to defend their parents because at the end of the day, they're still their parents, you know?
Yeah, and also like he was a real person. Like he wasn't a brute. He actually had manners. He was taught manners, and then. There's a lot of things like Broly's dad was pretty much a piece of shit, but he had a reason because it was like, not to say necessary, but the reason why he took those approaches because since he's so powerful and dangerous, he had to have that collar or else everyone would be dead.
Yeah.
So like he saved that guy on the ship and everyone around them because it's like if he did not do anything, then he would have killed everybody around him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was unstoppable force of nature. I mean, it took a Super Saiyan Blue fusion to stop him, so that should say just how strong he was. But yeah, for me, as far as nitpicks go, I'll agree with you. The story did feel like it could have been extended upon at times. Like you said, the Broly, the Bardock arc at the very beginning of the film, I feel like that was kind of rushed towards the end. However, how they slipped in, they snuck in that little scene of him encountering Frieza, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess that's still canon. What's interesting about this movie is that, like I said, Toriyama wrote it, and a few years back, Toriyama actually wrote a manga called, I believe it was called Dragon Ball Minus. And
I heard about that.
Yeah, it rewrote the basically the history of Bardock, and it kind of like went away with the whole episode of Bardock that at the time when it was released, he wasn't responsible for that. Toei was. And he actually was a big fan of it, so much so that I believe he wrote it, because if you go to the manga, Bardock's in the manga. Whenever he encounters Frieza, if you look at, there's a panel in the manga where you see Bardock and he's in space. It looks like his armor's torn. He has the bandanas on and everything. And that's where Frieza realizes, oh, I've seen a Saiyan like this before. Oh, you must be his son. So that was canon. The episode of Bardock was canon, apparently. However, with this, like Toriyama usually does, he retcons things. You know, first that put a lot of things off, but after seeing the movie myself, I can honestly say that I actually prefer this. I actually like it a lot. I mean, I prefer either one. I love the fact that they still kept that in where he tried to stand up to Frieza, you know? But yeah, so as far as nitpicks go, I mean, I really didn't have that many. Let's start talking about the positive. What did you think of, well, the star of the movie, Broly? What did you think of him as a character?
I really liked his character. I was like rooting the whole like movie, like hoping he wouldn't die. And you know, he's alive, so we're good. He's actually a really smart character, not like a genius, but you could tell that he's actually a pretty smart individual. He knows right from wrong. He knows like the situations he's in and everything. It's just like the whole like his upbringing that kind of like made him a little crazy. But even though most of the movie all he did was scream, he was like, I really enjoyed his powers and like setup.
As bad as Kakarot.
Oh my god, that's so true. But yeah, like because at the end also he's back to normal and he's just having like a genuine. You can tell like when Goku's like talking to him, he understands what Goku means. Like he knows he's not a threat and that he actually like is being accepted as a person, like who he is.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I was a huge fan of Broly, and also I thought that you know, Chile and the other Frieza Force guy, I thought they were utilized pretty well. You know, usually side characters are just there to serve a purpose to another character, you know.
Yeah, you know, like Krillin.
Hey now, Krillin is an OG, bro.
I know, but he's used there to die and make Goku stronger.
Okay, I won't deny that. Even
there you go.
Even Frieza himself said it in the damn movie.
I don't know, he had a flashback. He's like, maybe you could use him for Broly as well.
I could totally see Chief Force being like, are there any short bald guys lying anywhere around?
Are there any space ducks around?
What was that? Quack! Oh, it's just a space duck.
To be more like him, Dodoria.
Sorry, just listening to the space duck. Quack! Quack! What a majestic creature.
Quack!
Oh my god, died again.
You heard Quack and then Goku's like, is that Krillin?
I'm on planet Namek.
Help us!
So serene.
Oh god, he's killing us! Help!
I think I hear a duck, but this far out in space? That doesn't make any sense.
Quack!
Oh no, that sounds like Krillin!
Oh my.
Check out Team 4 Stars of Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Kill count. Oh man, that's one thing I also loved about this movie was the fact that, you know, they went away with a lot of tropes. And what I mean by that is they took the battle, they, you know, like Kevin was telling me yesterday or whenever he saw the movie, he said that he liked the fact that they explained a lot of what was going on. They didn't just pull power-ups out of their ass. Particularly with Broly, they explained how his form directly correlates to the Uzaru transformation for the Saiyan, which, if you're familiar with the show, when a Saiyan looks at a full moon, he turns into a giant ape. And he actually, I believe that the multiplier is a 10 times multiplier. So
it looks as though he's managed to transform somehow and take on the incredible strength the Saiyans have whenever they become great apes. Only he's remaining in his human form, retaining his speed and agility.
And is there a downside?
Maybe a big one.
Huh?
He can't control it. He's lost all sense of who or what he is.
They're very strong, and if you watch Dragon Ball GT, which isn't canon and, you know, far from perfect, but a lot of people did love the Super Saiyan 4 transformation and how it, you know, went back to that, the Uzaru, back to that ancient Saiyan lore, you know? So seeing that with this movie, I thought was really awesome because not only did it explain his growth and his size, but Kevin noticed this with the whole green aura force, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, if you notice how like Broly, his aura is green, but every time Vegeta and Goku would go to their next form, there would be a hint of like green aura that would splash out, and then it would turn to either red or blue, depending on which form they're transforming to. And there's a lot of like theories going around, and that's the Great Ape power. And since that correlates with like the Super Saiyan power, it's like it's like a part of it, so that it kind of explains why they're able to like transform and whatnot in general. Like, let's say like, you know, they can change to Great Ape form. So people are saying that since that Great Ape power connects directly to the Super Saiyan power, because it's like the Great Ape power, and then it goes up to like the Super Saiyan because of that aura and whatnot. So it's kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of theories that are kind of complicated. But I also like how
just right quick before you move on to the next topic. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed about this movie, because it was very keenly animated. And whenever you have a movie like that, there's always a purpose for everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Animators don't just insert this aura here, particularly with Dragon Ball Z. Like, I'm pretty sure there's something to that green aura, you know? And I guess
like colors are very important in those movies to like tell the audience like what form they're using and then who is using what.
Exactly. And being that Toriyama was the one writing the script and working film, supervising it, I have to say that I'm hoping that there is something to do with the Oozaru form or something, but if there is, we'll find out in future installments, you know.
And so I want to add is like, I like also how they explained how, like when Vegeta is fighting Broly, Vegeta points out that Broly is learning as he fights.
Yeah.
Because it helps with other things that happen later down the road, with like when he's fighting Goku and how he was able to overcome him in certain attacking, like certain attacks that Goku did against him, and how he was able to adapt to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, yeah, speaking of, you know, going back to characters, yeah, Vegeta, Goku, love seeing them work together. This is actually the first canonical film or moment where they embrace fusion together. So yeah, Gogeta is officially canon. And oh man, I love Gogeta. You know, I wasn't too sure. I've always been a huge Vegito fan, mostly because of his personality. You know, I love how he's very cocky and arrogant at times, but he's also so powerful. He can back it up, you know. As for Gogeta, I mean, we only saw him once in the movie, and then again in Dragon Ball GT, and he was kind of like this clown, kind of like a prankster sorta in GT, and then in the other movie in Fusion Reborn, my friend pointed out, he didn't really have a personality. I mean, he was only in the movie for like a minute, but he didn't really have a personality. So I mean, you can't make a character that has no personality. But in this movie, I mean, I love the way that they made him. It's almost like two sides of the same coin. Kind of share the same traits, as in, like, you know, they know they're powerful, they know they're cocky, but man, like, it was kind of like the Zamasu fight. I don't know if you ever saw that, but no. Vegito, he was talking shit like he usually does, but he was down to business. Like, he was working hard to try to beat him. And in Broly fight, I mean, Gogeta was giving it his all. I mean, he was smirking like every time Broly would pull something out of his arsenal. Like, he would smirk like, okay, I like that, but check this out. And I mean, like you said, I mean, he was giving it his all to the point where he was seconds away from killing him, and then Broly got saved. So, like you said, he survived, which I know you really love.
Yes, and you could tell, like, right when he was about, he knew he was gonna die. Like, that blast, you can tell by Broly's eyes, he kind of came back to like reality, and he was like in fear.
Oh yeah, definitely. It kind of makes you think, like, kind of makes you wonder, does he even, I don't know if they talked about it in the movie, but does he remember when he goes berserker stage?
I don't think so, because his father was saying how he loses his sense of self and who he is.
Yeah.
So he probably doesn't remember. He probably knows he got in a fight, but he probably doesn't remember like everything that happened.
Exactly. And, you know, I love how they kind of left the potential. They left room for so much potential to do with this character in the future. Just Goku himself came to the planet, which I thought was a very good thing to do, where he like helped them with supplies and food and stuff. And he told Broly, like, hey, you know, there's a lot of things I can teach you, and there's definitely a lot of things you can teach me. You know, I'll be here to train. And it's kind of funny because I don't think Vegeta knows that he's going there. That he's
he doesn't.
He doesn't. So
come on, give Vegeta a win just once, Toriyama. Just let him have like his time to shine. Like, I want I want Goku to get beaten up by a villain and then Vegeta has to save him.
Well, if you want to talk about Goku getting beat up, he got
like Vegeta. You got knocked up a little bit. Goku got destroyed in that movie.
Oh my goodness! And man, that's one thing that. Okay, before we touch base on the animation, did we cover all the characters? I like how there was a Piccolo cameo, and Piccolo was like, yeah, I'm staying my ass here.
And I'm just like, Piccolo, you ain't gonna do shit.
Piccolo, well, even Piccolo knew he wasn't gonna do shit. He was like, yeah, I'm staying my ass here.
They had Weiss, who was kind of just like toying around with Broly. Weiss.
Oh, Wiz. Oh, yeah, he was dodging all his attacks. Yeah, he came after everyone, man. I mean, he was trying to fight everybody.
And then when he beat up Frieza.
Oh my gosh, that was well deserved. I was waiting for that.
Was.
My girlfriend hates Frieza only because the first Dragon Ball thing I ever showed her, because she doesn't really watch the show, but the first thing I ever showed her was Frieza blowing up Krillin.
This is like the funniest like scene ever, though.
I showed her how racist he was and stuff, and she.
Oh yeah, he is.
She was the entire movie. She's leaning over. She's like, I'm ready for him to like get killed. I'm like, well, dang.
Well, Frieza, he already died twice, so.
I know, right? you gotta insert the you haven't seen it, but you gotta insert the Breaking Bad meme. The me and Jordan love. We always talk about it. It's hilarious. Where like the kid in the wheelchair is like, why don't you just fucking die already?
Alright, you gotta send it to me.
I will find that and I will send it to you. And you gotta insert it whenever you talk about Frieza dying.
Okay. But yeah, I was so glad he got destroyed. Like, he needed to get his ass beat in that movie.
And then another moment that my girlfriend really liked that was kind of like a nice little intimate moment was I really liked the part, and this movie was actually chock full of them, but she really admired the part Goku and Broly are fighting, and Goku takes a moment to stop and be like, hey, I know you're not bad. You know, we fought everyone. We fought so many bad guys, but I can tell there's something different about you. You're not bad. And Broly kind of like stops for a second, you know? He almost comes to his senses, but then he just keeps fighting him, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now we must go to the animation. Woo! Oh, okay, that was weird.
This animation.
Okay, first thing I'm gonna say is the CGI. People are always quick to like point out CGI and it's crap, but the CGI in this movie was used very well. And like the scene where freaking Goku and Vegeta are Super Saiyan Blue and they have like they're charging up their ki blasts and like it circles around them. It looks like a freaking video game. That part looks sick. The CGI was used very well in this. Like the style they used blended really well with the 2D animation. And like the angles and stuff they were using, and I thought it was really cool was the first person point of view for Broly.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
I was super confused at that point first because I was like, what is going on? Like this is a weird angle, and then I saw his arms. I was like, oh.
That's one of the things that I gotta give props to not only the animation team and the animation supervisors and everything, but everyone who was a part of this film. I gotta give you props for really taking these fight scenes to the next level because Dragon Ball Super, a lot of people say like, oh, it didn't really capture the magic of Dragon Ball Z. The fighting's the same, but if you watch Dragon Ball Z, I mean, even in the Majin Buu saga, like if you notice, like a lot of the fighting scenes started to get kind of formulaic, if you know what I mean. A lot of the battles, say the same for movies. So he did something new and awesome and amazing with this movie, and in terms of like fighting, because one thing that I really like appreciated was just you really got to feel for the first time just how fast these characters are. Because usually they do the same thing where you see them like
it's kind of like little flashes like blasts, like they do like the whole it's like they have like little like it looks like bubbles popping.
Yeah, it's like instant transmission, like
yeah.
And you see that a lot in a lot of animes, but oh my goodness, I love the way the opening fight with Vegeta and Broly, because for one, Vegeta's really powerful by now. He's at a different level, so the way he was fighting Broly was just amazing. You got to see how fast he was, how fast they both were. Oh my goodness. It's like you could feel every freaking punch.
And what I really liked is the art style. Cause the thing I didn't like about one of the things I didn't like about Dragon Ball Super and also Battle of Gods is how every character looked really shiny for some reason. They looked too shiny, and I like how they had a simplistic design, and it just worked. And like it wasn't like any deep shading or detail. It was like very simplistic, but it looked really clean.
Oh yeah, and if you guys remember, if you've been following us in our first episode, in one of our podcasts, we talked about the trailer review. I think.
Oh yeah.
The animation and everything, and how Kevin, he's an animator himself. He's very familiar with the craft, and he understands that. He's told me that having that kind of animation style can actually be, while some people see it as, there's not a lot of lines, there's not a lot of shading.
It can actually, lazy.
It can be very beneficial, to like battle scenes in particular, because you're able to show more fluid emotion, more fluid movements,
Mm-hmm. And it's not like it doesn't create like a big like you don't notice it as well either, because there's a lot of animes out there that have really detailed characters, and then when they start doing the fluid animations and fighting, you can tell 100% that like the amount of detail is gone. But if you have a simplistic clean design like in this movie with the fighting scenes, it makes it even better. Like it enhances it.
Yeah, and if you ask me, I mean, even as simplistic as the designs were for this movie, at the same time, I don't think they were simplistic at all, because you take something like, let's say, Naruto versus Pain. I know this is used a lot, but you take something like that, or take any battle from One Piece. You can tell, like, they're very simplistic designs. There's not that much shading. But if you watch Dragon Ball Super, the movie, Broly, and you know what I'm talking about if you saw the fight, they're drawn simple but very beautiful, like in a way of like they just look so
like their designs aren't cluttered.
Yes, like they look so fluid. They look so fluid and so, how do I put it, like any Studio Ghibli film, like so fluid and so colorful and just like full of life,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So, with everything being said, we both love Dragon Ball Super Broly. The manga currently is exploring a totally new, very, very interesting so far. So I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball Super will return, and I just hope that they can keep this new animation style and they can do something with Broly in the future, because they left the door open. You don't just have a character like that and you don't utilize it.
Yeah, like now after watching this movie, I actually will start watching. Like if they come out with like the next season and they have like this art style and they continue off this movie, I'll actually start watching it like weekly. Because mainly with Dragon Ball Super, I would just watch it, like I would keep up with it, but I wouldn't really watch the show that much. I'll just like look up information, watch some scenes. But now after this movie, I actually want to, be like a regular.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I know the movie was, that's something tremendous. Aside from the financial success and the successful directorial style of the movie, I think that's the biggest thing, is that it was able to pull in new fans. Like my girlfriend, someone who's barely seen the show, is really interested in it now. And Kevin, someone who's always like, like he said,
I'm always bashing Dragon Ball Z.
He really is, though. He really is.
Because for me, what's Dragon Ball is the abridged version, Dragon Ball Z abridged from Team 4 Star. To me, that's Dragon Ball Z.
My friend's dad hasn't even watched Dragon Ball Z. He started watching it through a bridge, and so.
Yes, that's what got me like more into it and back into it actually.
For real. So yeah, shout out Team 4 Star, because you guys are freaking awesome, and I'm so happy you guys are doing the Majin Buu saga. It's gonna be fucking amazing.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see hear Boo's voice.
I know, is it gonna be deep? Is it gonna be the same? I can't wait.
All right, well,
yeah, guys. That'll wrap it up with that. Dragon Ball Super was amazing. If you haven't seen the movie, go to theaters, or if you can't do that, then we'll just post the link below and
You guys can watch it on YouTube, or you can just Google it.
Yeah.
Just put it on the YouTube search bar and find it.
You'll definitely find it, and I promise you will love what you see. So.
And there's only like a few videos that actually have the HD on them, so those are the ones you gotta watch. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Be sure to check us out next episode, and we thank you guys again for listening. If you like our content, then like and subscribe. Share it with a friend.
Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like.
Yep. Go easy on us because we're very sensitive. I'm just playing.
But we also might not listen to you because screw you. But I'm just kidding.
No, don't hold me. Let everyone know. Let us know what you think. We appreciate the commitment.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. So yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.